Alright, so here's a quick video overview of utilizing the interview room system. And basically what we're going to go through is at the initial start of the interview, starting the recording, at the end of the interview, stopping the recording, and then burning the video evidence to a disk or several disks. So the first thing you'd want to do is go over to your video system, and at the beginning of the interview you would come down here to this button in the middle of the screen. It has a picture of a tape recorder there, and you want to go up to start all monitoring. What that's going to do is that is going to start the recording of the system for the interview. You'll be able to tell it's recording if you look in the upper left hand corner of the camera. If it turns bright orange, then that means it's recording. If it's a faint yellow, it is not recording. And for the purpose of this video, the images will be pink. That's just how the recording software works. So we just started the recording. We can click the button one more time, and you'll notice there's check marks next to all the cameras. That means that it's definitely recording. You would conduct your interview. At the completion of your interview, you would return back to the system. You would click the tape recorder button again and go to stop all monitoring. That will complete the recording for that interview. And then the next step you'd want to do for burning the footage is you would come over here to the third button from the right with the picture of the magnifying glass and paper, and go to Video Audio Log F10. The video audio log will open up, and once it's opened up, you'll see some images here. Now you'll want to determine your start time and end time of your interview. Hopefully you've taken some notes of that, but if you're unsure of the exact time, then you'd use the video log player here. You would pick your year, month, and day. So you have year here, month, and then day. Once you've picked your day, then you would go down here and pick your time frame. So you'd find the start of the interview, the completion of the interview, take some notes of that. Once you're pretty confident you have that all correct, then you'd go to this button here on the lower right hand side. It has a picture of two computers with an arrow between them. You would go ahead and click on that. That's the backup button. The first option you'll want to select is CD using OS burning, that little checkbox right there. And then you're going to hit add time frame. And what you're going to want to do here is you want to pick your start time and end time. So if the interview started on the 22nd at 10 a.m., for example, you would put that in. And if it ended on the 22nd at 10 a.m., for example, you would type that in. And then over here on the right hand side, you could pick all the cameras that you'd like to record to the disk. For the purpose of the interview room systems, more than likely you're going to be using all the cameras and audio, so you would just leave everything checked there. If you wanted to deselect something, you could hit the deselect button. That would take them all away, or you can hit the select all button, would bring them all back again. The next thing you're going to want to do is once you've input some information in there, you're going to go ahead and hit OK. And then you want to make sure this checkbox down here, include video log player, is checked. That's important because if you're trying to play it on a computer that is not the original computer of the video recording system, so like your office computer, you're going to need that video log player. The next option you're going to want to do here is hit OK, and you're going to see the files start to copy across, and that's preparing the files for the CD. Once that's complete, you're going to get a window that pops up here for disk burning. At that point, you're going to want to name the CD, possibly have a case number or a date or a suspect name, anything that you'd like to name the disk you can type in there. And then you'll hit the next button and you'll put a disk in the drive. It'll burn the disk for you. Depending on how long the interview takes, the disk will take anywhere from about 30 seconds to a couple minutes. When it's all done burning, it will say, would you like to burn another disk? At that point, you can check that box and hit next. It'll burn another disk, and you can keep doing that until you've burned a sufficient amount of disks. When you're all done, you just hit finish, and then it'll basically exit you out of the software. At that point, you'd want to close the ViewLog software here. You click on the lower left-hand corner and hit exit, and then you're back to your video system. At that point, you could hit the recording button and start recording for another interview, or you could power it off at that time. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on my cell phone 24 hours a day. I can be reached at area code 209-480-3122. Again, that's area code 209-480-3122.